إن الحمد لله هو رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله هو الملك الحق المبين خلق الإنسان من طين ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله هو الصادق الوعد الأمين بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في سبيل ربه حتى أتاه اليقين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خير for staying around. This inshallah ta'ala will be short and sweet, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it this way. My dear respected brothers and sisters, some days are better than others. Some nights are better than others. Some months are better than others. Even some years are better than others. Some generations are better than others. The Prophet ﷺ said, خير القرون قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. The best of all generations is my generation, he ﷺ said, and then the one after that, and then the one after that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preferred the month of Ramadan to be the best of all months and the whole year. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The month of Ramadan in which the Quran was descended to this worldly heaven. The best 10 nights of the year are the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Yet the best 10 days of the year are the first 10 days of the month of Dhul Hijjah, during Hajj. إن في أيام دهركم هذه لنفحات ألا فتعرضوا لها. Verily and truly, in the days of your time, there are nafahat, there are extra blessings, extra rewards, extra bounties from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ala is a tool to alert you in Arabic language. Adat tanbih, like somebody's honking a horn. Ala, pay attention. Ala, be alert. Fata'arradu laha, expose yourself to it. Expose yourself to these blessings, bounties, and rewards. Because the rewards are there from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the bounties are there, the angels are coming down, as Shaykh Abdul Salam was just saying. Your evil self is there. The big Satans, the big shayateen are imprisoned and chained, yet the small ones are with us. All of that is there, but how are you going to expose yourself? How are you going to get these rewards, these bounties, هذه النفحات, if you're not going to expose yourself to it? How are you going to get it? You have to expose yourself to it in order to get it, to achieve it. Now imagine this, I want to say, extreme, insane example. It's an insane example. Imagine you're at your home and a very honorable guest, a very special, honorable guest comes knocking on your door. A sheikh, an imam, a scholar, a special guest, somebody who is very dear to your heart. Comes knocking on your door, you open the door, MashaAllah, so and so is at my door. You're very happy. You're so honored. You let him in what we call in Arabic culture as-salon, the guest room, the VIP guest room, the room in which no kids are allowed in so that they don't mess it up. You sit him there, and the sheikh or that honorable guest is sitting with a smile on his face. You go inside the house to bring him a tahiyyah, something to offer him, to honor him, to be hospitable, to be a good host. And you go in and you come back to him with very big, loud speakers Imagine that. It's an insane example, I told you, so be prepared. With very big loud speakers, and you're playing some music, some loud music. That you're offering to that special honorable guest. Moreover, you go inside and bring 2-3 kinds of alcoholic drinks, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى, and you offer the sheikh to choose. Big, loud music, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, haram drinks, and you offer the sheikh to choose, and you think you're being hospitable and a good host. Obviously, the smile on the sheikh's face will go away. You will have a frown. What are you doing? Is this how you are hosting me and treating me? Now, while we think that this example is so insane and so unheard of, cannot happen, this is exactly to the letter, my dear respected brothers and sisters, this is exactly to the letter what's been happening in our so-called Muslim world each and every year in Ramadan, in the years that I have known as a human being. Each and every year, the TV producers, the movie producers, the singers, the actors, they prepare to host the month of Ramadan for you from the year before. They spend a whole year in preparation, what's in their mind, what they believe in as the best movies, the best shows, the best TV series, the best songs, the best dance moves, the best this, the best that, and all of that to host the month of Ramadan. To make you glued sitting in front of that TV. Now that's what's been happening in the Arabic media, and I'm sure it's mostly the same thing in the Desi media or whatever other media in our so-called Muslim world, Muslim countries. This is how we're hosting the month of Ramadan each and every year in the years that I've known as an alive human being, my dear respected brothers and sisters. Fawazir Ramadan, the Ramadanian riddles, a very well-known show that comes each and every year, and everybody has to sit down and watch it. What is it? Dancing, women that are not covered. And this is where? In Ramadan. What time does it come? It comes right at Isha and Taraweeh time on TV. So you either sit down and watch it or go to the masjid to pray Isha and Taraweeh. Now, in past years, they were doing it in, I would say, not a very smart way. So they were not attracting the religious crowd. In recent years, they have been trying to outsmart the religious crowd by making religious movies and religious TV series, so that they would attract the religious crowd. So they make TV series about Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, for example, Al-Imam al-Shafi'i, as if you're going to learn about these great men from these TV shows, using these TV producers, using these actors and singers and whatnot. This is what's been happening. And on that special month, on the most blessed month of the whole year, in which there is nafahat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and extra blessings and extra rewards and extra bounties from Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, the TV channels do not compete, yet they collaborate. When one TV series ends in one channel, you flip and you find the other one starting, so you're not missing out. You're sitting glued to the TV all night. So when do they incorporate the religious shows? The sheikh to come in to address the Muslims. When? Right before iftar. Right before Maghrib. Right before Maghrib time. That time of the day in which, in all practicality, the husband or the man is resting before iftar after a long day of work, and the wife is busy in the kitchen preparing for iftar. So nobody's listening to the sheikh. This is what's been happening each and every single year. So if you think that that example was insane, this insanity has been going on for the past years that I've known. So my dear respected brothers and sisters, as my Shaykh rahimahullah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon him, used to say, and used to teach us, in the month of Ramadan, turn your TV off. Unplug it. Try it. Try it for the whole month. Turn your TV off. Unplug it. Some families, instead of the TV screen facing you, they turn it facing the wall. If it's a nice flat screen, big, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah TV, hang it the opposite way, facing the wall. If it's another older version, turn around. Turn it around. Try it for the whole month. If you're concerned about the news, you can get the news from online sources, as you are all aware. You don't have to watch TV. Because the time in Ramadan is so precious. Sheikh Dr. Imam Nader earlier was saying, do not waste your time in Ramadan. During the day while fasting, during the night. The night is so precious in Ramadan. Do not waste your time. They want you to host Ramadan in that insane way. They want you to stay glued to the TV and not go to the masjid. They want you not to do anything but sit down and do the exact cultural things in which you go and buy what is called Yamish Ramadan. Yamish Ramadan is all the nuts, the raisins, the cashews, the pistachios, the hazelnuts, the walnuts, and whatever nuts that you buy in preparation for the month of Ramadan. What does this have to do with the month of Ramadan? I have no idea, but this is culturally what's been happening. You buy all that, you stack it at home so that while you're sitting down at night watching these shows, you're enjoying yourself and and snacking. Subhanallah. Let's not waste our time in Ramadan. The topic of my subject today was special thoughts about a special month. Imagine, my dear respected brothers and sisters, we all know that the Islamic calendar year is 12 months. It starts with the month of Muharram and ends with the month of... Now that's a good riddle, so answer it. Huh? It starts with the month of Muharram and ends with the month of... Answer. Huh? Shawwal? Huh? Dhul Hijjah. Right? Now this is the Islamic calendar. 12 months from Muharram to Dhul Hijjah. But there's another calendar. I call it the calendar of deeds. The deeds calendar. This calendar is different. It starts with the month of Ramadan. And it ends in the month of Sha'ban. Why is that? Because we all know from the sound authentic hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that in the month of Sha'ban, our deeds of the prior year are being presented before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for evaluation. And the Prophet ﷺ used to fast most of the month of Sha'ban out of all the other voluntary fasts in other months, mostly in the month of Sha'ban. Why is that? Because he wants his deeds ﷺ to be presented before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while he is fasting. That increases the chance of acceptance. So the month of Sha'ban is the month in which all of your deeds for all that year, all of the past year, are being evaluated before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the last month in your calendar of deeds. Then the month of Ramadan is the kickoff of the new year of deeds, and you start off strong. You're starting off setting the bar so high. You're not just refraining from what is haram, you're also refraining from some of what is halal. So that after the month of Ramadan, at the very least, you will fall back at the basic minimum requirement that is expected from a Muslim, that is, to refrain from what is haram. So the kickoff of your deeds year is by the most blessed month, and you're setting the bar so high for it. It's like a training camp, it's a school. It's a training camp for you. You're setting the bar so high and you're going at full speed from the first month, so that afterwards, when you're done, at least you're going to fall back at the basic minimum requirement that is expected from each and every Muslim, to refrain from what is haram and to consume what is halal. So turn your TV off. If you waste time on the computer, don't waste time on the computer, videos, video games, Xbox, Nintendo. You have wasted your time anyways throughout the whole year in these things. It's 1 month, about 30 days, 29 or 30. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time in Ramadan. I'll conclude with mentioning just a few ahadith, major ahadith about the month of Ramadan, to remind myself and you. The Prophet ﷺ said in the sound hadith, مَنْ لَمْ يَدَعْ قَوْلَ الزُّورِ وَالْعَمَلَ بِهِ فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةٌ أَنْ يَدَعَ طَعَامَهُ وَشَرَابَهُ. Whoever does not abandon and leave false testimony, قَوْلَ الزُّورِ, lying, saying other than the truth, فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةٌ أَنْ يَدَعَ طَعَامَهُ وَشَرَابَهُ, then he doesn't need really to leave his food and drink, meaning his fasting is not getting the reward. If you're fasting and lying, fasting and giving false testimony, fasting and saying other than the truth, your fasting is void. It's not physically void, it's void of its reward. كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصيام فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به. All the works of the children of Adam is for himself, except fasting, it is for me and I reward for it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Because fasting is so secret. It's a secret worship. Because everybody can see you pray. That's kind of a public thing. Everybody can see you donating for the sake of Allah. Everybody can see you going to Hajj or Umrah. But nobody can really see you if you're fasting or not. You can be going to a corner by yourself and eating and drinking. Nobody would know about that, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a very secret act of worship only between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِلَّا الصِّيَامِ فَإِنَّهُ لِي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is for me. So secret, nobody knows about it, except you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنَا أَجْزِي بِهِ, and I reward for it, meaning Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. الصِّيَامُ وَالْقُرْآنِ يَشْفَعَانِ لِلْعَابِدِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Fasting and Quran, meaning recitation of Quran and acting by its rulings and boundaries and guidelines, will intercede for you on the Day of Judgment. Now we know that many things and many people, inshallah ta'ala, intercede for us on the Day of Judgment. And the grand intercession, ash-shafa'atul uzma, is for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us eligible for his shafa'ah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen, for his grand intercession. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. The Prophet said in the Sahih, as-siyam wal Quran yashfa'ani lil 'abdi yawm al-qiyamah. Your fasting and your Quran will intercede for you on the Day of Judgment. The hadith that was mentioned by Shaykh Abdul Salam, من قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه ومن صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever fills and occupies and establishes Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, the night of decree, but fulfilling two conditions though. Without these two conditions, the reward is not there. Imanan wa ihtisaban, believing and waiting for the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِن ذَنبِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe and erase all of his previous sins. وَمَنْ صَامَ رَمَضَانَ, and whoever fasts Ramadan, also with these two conditions, إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا, believing and waiting for the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِن ذَنبِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all of his past and prior sins. Last but not least, my dear respected brothers and sisters, my Shaykh rahimahullah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy upon him, used to remind us each and every single year. And around this time, actually, he passed away last year. I remember myself giving on the day that I knew that he passed away, it was a Friday, and I was driving to give the khutbah at the Islamic Center of San Antonio. And I remember crying for the first time in my life from on top of the minbar, like a child. He used to remind us each and every single year with a statement so generically said in the slangish Egyptian way. He used to say, Ramadan bil-layl, mish bil-nahar. Ramadan is more importantly during the night. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. Truly, we have revealed the Quran, and surely we have descended the Quran to this worldly heaven in the night of decree, the night of power. Laylatul Qadr. It is the night. The night is very precious. Always. The night is very precious. Especially in Ramadan, it is even more precious. It is Laylatul Qadr, not Yawmul Qadr. Think about it. It is the night of decree, the night of power, not the day of power or the day of decree. It's the night. Many things, many rewards, even each and every night other than Ramadan, there are special rewards at night. So do not waste your time at night. The reason why he used to remind us with that, because culturally, people think that Ramadan is from Fajr until Iftar at sunset. After sunset, Ramadan doesn't exist. Then we start wasting time, we eat, we drink, we go to the coffee shops, we hang out, we socialize, we start talking to one another, even to the point that some sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and them, wear hijab during the daytime while fasting in Ramadan, and after sunset they take it off. It's true. We've been seeing that back home and maybe here. Jazakallah khair. Ramadan is more importantly at night. Do not waste the nights in Ramadan. Remember, it's Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, not Yawmul Qadr. And I asked Shaykh Hassan to forgive me if I went to his time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him, inshallah ta'ala, miskul khitam, if he will be the last speaker. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. If there's any questions, we can have it after Isha, inshallah.